right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be dialing in from. My name is J. Joshua Beisel, CEO and co-founder of the 1-Day Work Week. I'm really excited to have each and every one of you out here today for our pre-launch call. Now, I do want to make sure that all of you can hear me. I want to make sure that you can all see the screen. So grab the questions box if you're attending this webinar live and type in the letter Y for yes, that you can hear me and that you can see the screen. It is going to be a fantastic call. Now, we're going to be doing some things a little bit differently on this call. A couple of things. Number one, I'm actually going to be doing a full product demo. So all of you who have already locked in your spot ahead of the masses as one of our founding members, you're in for a real treat. You're going to see the product you're going to have access to. And for all of our guests out here that are kind of sitting on the fence wanting to, kind of see if this is the real deal, well, you're going to be blown away as I share with you some amazing products that are ready to go that have been in testing and development for the past year. And so, yeah, we've got a lot to cover. Looks like everybody can hear me. Looks like everybody can see the screen. So we're going to just kind of jump in here and get this started. Now, this is a live and interactive call for those of you that are attending live. So do me a favor, grab the questions box, type in Y if you can hear me, if you can see the screen. I know we got a lot of people joining us here. We do want to make sure we can answer questions here as we go along so that all of you can come away from this webinar understanding the product, how it's going to benefit you, understanding a little bit more about the compensation plan for those of you that are going to be serious about making some real money. So before we get in here, let me just ask you this. How many of you out here on today's call are looking to have an opportunity to make a 6 or 7 figure income working right from home? How many of you really believe that you're going to figure this out? You're going to finally partner with the right company, the right products, the right, systems, and you're finally going to get that residual income, that successful business online? How many of you really believe that? If you really believe that, type in a Y. It's one of the things we're going to share with you when I go through this funnel with you here today. By the way, this is the company independent funnel. And one of the things that I'm going to share with you is that we educate your leads on what they need to believe in order to become the perfect prospect, okay? So you're going to want to pay close attention. But one of the things we talk about is automation. And, 30 to 40% of workers are at risk for being displaced in the marketplace because of automation, politics, because of, technology that's happening. So all of you here on today's call are kind of experiencing the same drive to succeed that your prospects are going to experience, and that is that they really want to find a way to be at the forefront of automation instead of the person getting the pink slip because automation took away their job. So I want to tell you a little bit about our vision. I've seen a lot of companies on the internet over the past 15 years that I have been full-time, and I've had an opportunity to learn, what it really takes to build a successful company. I've been a part owner in several companies. All total, my paid downlines have exceeded 100,000 people. So I've done fairly well. But one of the things that I wanted to put together when we launched the 1-Day Work Week is a really clear, simple vision. Okay. And this is our vision. This vision will create our culture. This vision will be the mantra. This vision will be what unites us and what really polarizes us away from the competition. Number one, we are the company that puts you first. So we are a client-based company in that whether you're here for the product, you're here for the opportunity, or you're here for both, you are the reason why we're here. This is going to be a company that puts you first, number one. Number two, this is a company that pays you first. For those of you that are here today, either already as an affiliate, as one of our founding members, or somebody looking for an opportunity, you're going to be really excited because we have the best compensation plan ever created. And our mantra really is one team, one family, all working to get one success story, and that's yours. And that's really what this is about. I believe that you will see that our products here on today's call really bring that vision to life, and will really unite all of our clients, affiliates, and team here all together. Now, I also believe that we need to have a mission. Okay, we need to have a really clear goal, and I've put one together here, and that is to educate and empower 1 million people to discover entrepreneurship through the 1-Day Work Week. And by the way, this is not the biggest goal that I've ever put together. I know that a lot of times people will wake up and they say, you know, I have negative $100 in my bank account, but I'm going to be a billionaire in 6 months. Well, you know, just to kind of give you an idea on this mission statement, you know, I've served probably somewhere in the neighborhood of around 50 to 100 million visitors, probably much more than that. But in this space in particular, I've built paid downlines, you know, exceeding an aggregate of 100,000 people. We have, you know, we've made like 50 million phone calls here with the call center, previously known as My Phone Room. So, you know, this is well within range. This is a very attainable mission statement. And really today's call is your invitation, all of you, to be a part of our vision, our mission, and to join us and to join our culture so that you can get the success that you're looking for online. And I'm going to be right up front with you. Here's what everybody's looking for. I'm going to make it real simple. It's not complicated. Every single one of you and every single of the people that you're going to be sharing this with, they're all looking for one simple thing, okay? They're all looking for something that actually works. How many of you would agree that you are looking for something that actually works? That's it. That's really all you're looking for, something that works. How many of you would agree with that? We got a lot of late joiners here. Grab the questions box. You're going to want to interact with us here. I am going to be doing live Q&A. So grab the questions box. It's built into the GoToWebinar platform. Type in a Y so that I know that you can hear me, that you can see the screen, and that way you're going to be able to ask questions as we go through here, okay? Well, that system, that opportunity, that company that you're looking for is the 1-Day Work Week. Very simple. That's what we've put together. We've spent more than a year on the technology and on the solution that we're putting together here, okay? But that's not when we found the problem, okay? We found the problem and we spent 2013, 14, 15, 16, trying to figure out a solution. So we spent 4 years as a company innovating, trying to find a solution to the problem. And the last year we have found that, and we've been putting it together. And so all of you are going to get an opportunity to kind of see that here on today's call. Okay. Now I'm going to go through a quick recap. I know we have some guests out here. We have a lot of people that are working 1 or 2 jobs, you know, 60, 70 hours a week. They're stuck in a job. Obviously, we want to create some systems that will empower them to get out of that job. But because of their job, they've been absent. So I'm just going to cover 2 or 3 minutes here that many of you have already seen. Just kind of a quick overview here of our founders launch, because we only have a few days left before this is over, and we move into our official pre-launch. That's going to be happening at midnight on Monday. That's May 7th. So on May 8th, when you wake up in the morning, we have actually started our official pre-launch, okay? But the 1-Day Work Week has a really powerful compensation plan. I've watched this compensation plan, a very similar style compensation plan in the past, actually take someone who was making $1,000, $1,500 a month and turn them into a household name, a 7-figure earner in this industry. So I love this compensation plan. It's extremely powerful. And obviously you're on this call today because all of you want to be able to see the product, right? Well, we're going to go over the product with you here. I'm super excited about that. And we're going to do a full demo. So some of you that have a little bit more time are going to be able to stay after the normal part of this webinar and actually go through one of the main educational pieces in videos we're going to play right in this webinar. So many of you, all of you are going to see this for the very first time. Now, real quick, kind of a shameless blurb here. We've had a tremendous, and I mean a tremendous turnout in our Facebook group. So how many of you out here on today's call are on Facebook? How many of you out here on today's call, you interact with Facebook either every day or at least once or twice a week? Okay. You need to go over to facebook.com/groups/ the number 1-Day Work Week, and make sure that you request access to our Facebook group. So if you're not already there, you are going to miss quite a bit. As pre-launches go, this one has a lot of technology, a lot of moving pieces. Things are happening very, very quickly. And so you're going to want to get into our Facebook group so that you can get updated all the time. You can't just wait for emails. You need to be in the group, so don't miss that, okay? All right, so now let's kind of pop in here and let's go a little bit more in depth. And I think this is going to be really, really important. Today is Saturday. It is May 5th. We're going to be doing a lot of live calls. One of the things, how many of you have noticed that when companies are doing live calls, live presentations and live training calls, that it seems like the companies grow, and then when the owners get tired, right, or they get sleepy, if you will, and they go to all recorded content, that it becomes very difficult to recruit and to build with. How many of you have kind of noticed that? Okay. And maybe some of you haven't. Maybe some of you have just been in a company and you kind of thought that was okay. Well, I want to give you a quote here. I love to talk. You couldn't get me to shut up. Okay. I love to do live presentations. My presentations that I've written, presented, or consulted on have done 9 figures on the internet. I mean, this is what I do for a living. And by the way, it's a great skill set for me to have for all of you, because I am a big part of the person who is building the content that powers the ready out of the box funnels that you're going to see here on today's call, right? So this is what we do. My entire team has been built around this. This is what we do for a living. So we're going to have a lot of live calls. So just to kind of let you know, the Founders pre-launch, that is over. Monday at midnight. That's going to be 5/7 at midnight. It's over. Pricing increases, and we move into our full-scale pre-launch. And to the best of my ability, I'm ripping down all previous videos. So if you're watching this webinar live or recorded in the next 72 hours, make sure you watch it all the way to the end, because it is absolutely gone after that, and there's some reasons for it. I don't want to tell future people who get introduced to the 1-Day Workweek for the first time that they missed out on the Founders launch and savings of up to 50%, right? Also, if you haven't yet joined, or if you have, good news either way, as soon as you get started, or if you're already started, you are frontline to the company. That's going to be a big part of your story. You're also personally sponsored by me, so that, if you've got 3-way calls, you've got people that are going to be interested in the 1-Day Workweek, I have no problems helping you. Again, I love this. I know the struggle that all of us as entrepreneurs have in trying to figure out how to make the internet work for us. I know that struggle. I've been in that struggle for 15 years. Okay. So I know that struggle. I love what I do. And once we get a little bit further here, I just can't support people beyond our founding members. So they may come in, they'll be assigned a sponsor if they buy off my list, but it won't be me. Okay. All right. Bottom line is, and you're going to see this on today's webinar, this is what you've been looking for. Whether you're here today because you're looking for an opportunity that you can really sink your teeth into, and put together a small team of a few dozen people and potentially earn a 6-figure income. Most compensation plans, you need hundreds or thousands of people to make any serious money. We've put together a compensation plan, 1-Day Workweek. It puts you first, right? The company that, puts you first, pays you first. Well, a few dozen people, a couple of the right moves, you could be making a 6-figure income here. That's how powerful this compensation plan is. But not only that, the reason that I'm very comfortable to raise the price next week is because, quite frankly, we've got, this is going to be a product. I don't know how you're going to build without it. Hopefully there'll be a competitor who will come in and figure out how to do something similar, but they'll never innovate. We're going to be first to market. They'll never innovate. They'll never keep up. They'll always be a second best product. But, and there's no hubris in this, but this is the only thing I found that works online. I'm going to show it to you here today. You tell me. I mean, I've put the challenge out there before. If anybody has a system that's converting, let me know. Bottom line is there just isn't one because everyone's doing it wrong. So there's a paradigm shift, and we're going to be talking about that here on today's call. All right, so let's talk about our product here. Bottom line is this product is not blogging. How many of you out here on today's call get the joke? How many of you out here on today's call are really glad that the product is not blogging? How many of you think that that's kind of funny? Okay. Look, I have no problems with blogging. If you have about 3 lifetimes stacked up, if you're a cat, right? If you're a cat and you have 9 lives and you have about 900 years to live, by all means, start blogging today. Get yourself positioned in the SERPs. There's no doubt that at about a year 140, you're probably going to be very, very rich and successful. Unfortunately, none of you, including myself, can write content, create content fast enough to where blogging can be a sole point of business exposure. Okay. Now, we're going to be interactive here. All of you came out. You gave up your time to be here. I gave up my time to be here. So I'm going to make this interactive. If you're over there surfing on the internet, put distractions away. Put your email away. Either you're here as one of our paid founding members or you're considering that. So let's get focused together. I'm going to ask you some questions. And the reason I'm asking you the questions is because I want you to think like you're a prospect for just a moment, okay? You're going to be a marketer. All of you out here on today's call have self-identified and said, I'm an entrepreneur. I want to be a successful marketer. So I'm going to teach you to think starting right now like a marketer. And the way you do that is you ask questions from the frame or the scope of your avatar or your prospect, right? So how many of you believe that in order to succeed on the internet in 2018 and beyond, that every internet marketer, wannabe marketer, entrepreneur needs automation tools, they need converting funnels, and they need traffic to drive real people into their business, okay? 3 simple premises that make up the 1-Day Workweek product line, okay? I'm going to show you a lot. We do have a great looking presentation. Those of you that have complimented us, thank you, okay? That's really cool. But the purpose of making a clean presentation is to make sure that we've communicated efficaciously the simplicity and the importance of these points. There are 3 primary benefits of 1-Day Workweek for our customers, whether that's you or the people as an affiliate that you're going to go sell and pocket $500, $1,000, $1,400 commissions that I'm going to be talking about here in a moment. There are 3 things. Number 1, automating. Okay. Now, I've been around the internet for a very long time. My grandfather was actually a computer engineer. He worked for IBM. He was part of the development team that built the original 8086. My dad was a simulator engineer. And I bring all that up to say that at my age, I have literally been raised on the computer, right? From the time that I was 3 years old, I've been on a computer for 40 years. And I say all that not to brag or boast, but to tell you that 40 years of experience doesn't make it any simpler for me, okay? I struggle too when I wake up and Facebook or Google has changed their interface, or a software company that I use every day to automate my business has changed, okay? I struggle to constantly reevaluate what is the most important thing I need to be doing on the internet and how can I automate the process. So number 1 is automation. Number 2, how many of you believe that it's pretty darn easy to go get great software to build a funnel only if you know what to say in the funnel? Think about that. Answer that in the questions. Grab the questions box, okay? I mean, there are companies that have they're like billion-dollar companies. They make these auto click, in like 8 minutes, you can go build a funnel. If you know what to say, okay? It's not just having a funnel up. It's having a funnel with the content from the headline to the AWeber autoresponder series put together for you, which we do, okay, to having the webinars done or the web classes done or the videos done, okay? So when I say you need automation, we all agree. And then when I say you need a converting funnel, I want to be clear, a converting funnel that is ready out of the box. And that is one of our products that we're going to talk about. In fact, that's part of our flagship product, is a ready out of the box funnel, okay? And then number 3, the training to drive real targeted traffic. I tried to estimate how much traffic that I have either managed or pushed, but I just don't have anything there that I can say. I mean, it is in the hundreds of millions of visitors that have run through my dedicated servers for one product or another. But what I can do is I can help you efficaciously and succinctly learn which automation tools you need. I can show you how to get a ready out of the box converting funnel, and then I'm going to give you the training to understand how to drive really targeted traffic. So those are the 3 overriding concepts that explain our product. All right. Now, here is the problem that our product solves. Okay. So we have a product line, and the problem that is underlying that our product line solves is, as I said a few moments ago, experienced marketers struggle to turn ideas and information into income with enough time left in the day to enjoy life. Okay. I have about 25 to 30 hours worth of programming to get done between today and Monday morning. So trust me, I understand, right? It's difficult. You try to sit down and 4 or 5 hours later, you look up, nothing's been done. No leads have come through your system, and you still don't have your web page done. And that's why we've put together ready out of the box systems that you can literally push a button and start working with. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So this is the problem that our product line was designed to solve. And that is that even experienced marketers struggle to turn ideas and information into income. And by the way, those of you that are marketers, if you really kind of study what information we've put in this slideshow, I have clearly revealed our avatar, the problem that we found in the marketplace, our product line, cohesive, thoughts that kind of go into the product line, and then each of our products that I'm going to cover with you will solve different ones. So this is a slide again from our pre-launch webinar. I just wanted to put it here. Look, guys, and gals, if you want to make money, okay, anybody can put together a system and say, well, if you sell this product for $1, I'm going to pay you 10 cents, or I'm going to pay you 20 cents, right? So anybody can take a product and add a commission to it and call it an opportunity, but that's not really an opportunity. A real opportunity, okay, is finding a need, want, or desire in the marketplace and filling it, something that people really want. And I'm here to tell you right now that what new entrepreneurs want, what existing entrepreneurs want, what they all want very succinctly is they want systems that actually work. They want to understand how to automate their business. They want to get access to a converting funnel, and then they need lots and lots and lots of traffic, okay? And that's exactly what we've put together here. Just a couple of quick points. This will be a global opportunity. It is going to be affordable for the masses. We've got an amazing comp plan. I'm going to cover a couple of quick points with you here in just a moment. When I see that we're poised to create the next generation of 6 or even 7-figure earners, most of you have known me for a couple of years, and if we have time, I may actually tell the story why most people on this call have known me for several years, why there's not a lot of new people on my list. That's on purpose. If I have time, I'll kind of share that. But if any of you out here on today's call, you're serious about marketing, whether you're just using the 1DayWorkWeek product line, or you're actually using our product line and sharing the opportunity, this is the opportunity you've been looking for if you want to go out and make some serious income. Doesn't compete with any of your current passion products. By the way, here's another great point I just want to mention, and we're going to move into because we got a lot to cover today. But I think this is, I've never known a network marketing company owner to do this. Maybe there's one or two, but the vast majority of people that launch a product or an opportunity, they're really overpricing their product. We've sold thousands of dollars worth of the products that I'm sharing with you here on today's call without the opportunity attached, okay? So we've actually gone to people and said, here's our product line, here's the price, give me your credit card. We collected 16 digits, we ran them through our system. They're now happy customers. And when they found out 3 weeks later that there was an opportunity attached to, oh my gosh, they were just blown away, okay? So if you've got a product out there, a juice product or a network marketing product, and you're trying to sell it, and the only way people are going to buy is if they feel like they have to buy the product in order to get to the opportunity, man, that's like pushing a wheelbarrow full of firewood uphill. It is no fun in the ice, let me tell you, okay? The product works, and we're going to show you that here today. Top tier commissions, I'm going to cover compensation a little bit on this call, but bottom line is you have an opportunity here. Once you see how powerful these products are, you see these products work, you can share these products with other entrepreneurs, networkers that you meet. You can pick up commissions anywhere from $20 to $50 on up to $1,400, okay? And you can actually earn as quickly as on your very first sale. And again, we're not going to do a full compensation plan overview. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to play into this webinar a 4-minute testimonial. And this is going to be my little test because at the end of this webinar, I'm actually going to share with most of you for the very first time one of the educational pieces that I use to turn leads into prospects. So you're going to want to kind of take a look at that. But let's see if we can get this case study to play right in the webinar. And if so, then I will see you all in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Going great. How about you, my friend?
Going good, going good. really good.
So let me ask you, what do you think about having a funnel?
The funnel, I like it. You know, the deal, and this is what, you know, the more I talk to, the easier it gets, because it's really the way it happens. I was telling this guy, this Ed, I said, man, you know, this funnel, people go through it, and just about everybody goes through it now. They don't have hardly any questions. They either, I have quite a few that say, no questions, I'm ready to go, can I do it tomorrow? And I've had 2 or 3 of those that, but this guy, I mean, he was actually had his money getting lined up for the first of the month. I was supposed to call him Tuesday, and I called him yesterday and just told him, you know, if he could come on, you know, I'm encouraging people and giving them some extra time with the funnel. I said, the same funnel you used, you came through. I said, you get your traffic in there, and I said, it does most of the sifting for you and, you know, sorting. And he said, man, I want to take advantage of that. So he worked on it last night, and then Ed, he answered, and he was ready to go. So,
well, Kent, let me ask you, before you had a funnel, I know that you have been wanting to succeed at network marketing or internet marketing or marketing in general for a long time. Before you had a funnel, what were your results?
They weren't very good, because the people that I talked with, they originally were wanting to find something, but they really weren't targeted yet on exactly what they were wanting to find. And so, you know, a lot of times with this funnel, you know, they know it's a business. You know, like I said, you know, the last few folks, the questions have been pretty small. It's just a matter of them making the decision to do it. So, I mean, it's definitely an advantage of having it.
You know, it's funny. The lead business used to be the staple of this industry. You would buy leads, call people up, and you could, if you were willing to do the work, you could get some good conversations and relationships built, and people would follow through. And it seems like now, Kent, you have leads are just useless because they don't know you, they're distracted, there's no commitment, there's no real connection. But if you use the funnel and you take that traffic to lead, and then they go through the video or the videos and they become a prospect, you know, they raise their hand. Now you're talking to prospects instead of just leads. I'm guessing you're noticing the difference.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And you know, this guy, I think he's gonna be good. He's kind of going into semi-retirement, and he's really excited about it. And you know, that's yeah. Well, it's ready to keep the funnel going. You know, right? Well, on that end too, I will tell you the guy I work with, he's already starting to say. He sent me a text the other day. He said, "Are you following up on seeds that were planted over the last, you know, few months, couple of years?" He said, "or are you doing anything different?" So he's already starting to wonder in his mind what's going on. And yeah, he's already started to mention a few things, and I'm sure it won't be too long before other people do as well.
You know, when your sponsor's calling you for advice, that's a good feeling.
It is.
This past Sunday, I believe, Kent called me up, and I asked for permission to record the call. He just told me he just recruited somebody through the funnel, and you know, kind of shared with me how easy it was. The funnel answered a lot of the questions for the prospect. The prospect was really determined to become an entrepreneur, and then it got even better because now Kent's sponsor in his current company is actually asking him about it. So we're going to be talking a lot about that as we go into the pre-launch, right? So as we go into the pre-launch, we're going to talk a lot about you know, people that you can refer to the 1-Day Work Week to get yourself positioned with some fast commissions, because there are a lot of people in this industry. They need a funnel. So I've broken this down today to kind of go over the products a little bit. I've broken this down into our monthly subscription products, of which there are 2, and then we're going to kind of cover the rest of them. So at the very beginning, we have our starter package. Now, this is our flagship product. The flagship product is we call it a flagship because this is a product that literally we're going to put tens of thousands of people into this product. Okay, it's only $99 to start and $49.99 a month. Inside the starter, you have some tremendous value. You get a ready out-of-the-box company and product independent funnel so that you can not only list build, but begin to educate those leads on your list on why they need or what they need to believe in order to become the perfect prospect. And that funnel, the first funnel we're launching with, ready out of the box, includes nearly 30 minutes of exclusive content that we've been developing over the past 10 years. And it really converts these leads into prospects through education. So I'm super excited about this. The other item that is included in the starter is that funnel is direct connected to the VIP Marketing Center, where our virtual marketing assistants can actually call your leads and push them to the next step. So if a lead hasn't watched a video yet, we push them into the video. If they've watched the video and they haven't applied, we push them over to the application button, and then we kind of go from there. So just super exciting there. All right, so now the next thing that you're going to get still inside the starter package here, right? Our main flagship product is you're going to get access to group coaching. So we're going to have live group coaching calls where we walk new people through how to use their ready out of the box funnel, and all the details that go into it. And we're really, really excited about that. And by the way, $49.99 a month. That's less than the cost of a cup of coffee every other day, right? So it's like $1.50 a day there. Now, our next subscription product is our Inner Circle, and this is for those of you that are really serious about your business. You do get some additional value. We'll kind of cover these here. Let me see if I got another slide that kind of breaks these down a little bit. With the Inner Circle, you're going to get a lower cost for leads to be worked from the VIP Marketing Center. You're also going to get additional access to live entrepreneur mindset and high-level marketing calls that we're going to be doing. So I'm pretty excited about that. In these calls and in this training, we're actually going to be revealing concepts like funded proposal, how to mix your current primary business along with 1 Day Work Week and maximize the value of all of your opt-ins, how to effectively get your traffic for free. So we're going to be covering some pretty high-level things there. So those are our 2 monthly subscription products. Neither of those are available for purchase today. So if you're just looking to get started there, you want to wait. It's going to be about another 14 days to 21 days before those, or probably about another 14 days before those are available. Because if you're just purchasing one of those subscriptions, obviously we want to make sure you can get quick access to the product. Now, we also have a training series of products which will not only help you take your business to the next level, take your life to the next level, but they will also, for those of you that are going to be marketing 1 Day Work Week, they're also going to empower you to be able to pick up some of those bigger commissions, $500, $1,000, or $1,400. So let's kind of go through these here. Funnel Lifestyle is $799, and you can earn up to $500 on each of those sales. The Funnel Lifestyle is a training series to help you automate your online business and marketing so you can spend more time enjoying life. We talked about automation a little bit earlier. So we call it Funnel Lifestyle because we're going to be teaching people how to automate. We're going to be teaching people what they need to have in their funnel, advanced, funnel techniques. It's going to be awesome. And then our step up from there is the Traffic Kings, and the Traffic Kings is $1,399. And the Traffic Kings, we're going to be teaching you how to drive traffic. So we're going to go through, everything, whether it's paid traffic, organic traffic, local traffic, social traffic, pay-per-click, solos. This is going to be, to my knowledge, one of the most complete, up-to-date, state-of-the-art traffic course ever created, certainly for 2018 and beyond. I went online and we did a lot of research. We just didn't find very many that really kind of showed you what you need to know. Everything's going to be modularized, so when things change, we can go back in and update those pieces of the course very, very quickly. And then our all-in package, which will give you access to Inner Circle, Funnel Lifestyle, Traffic Kings, and the Inner Circle is $1,999 once we go live in June. And you're going to be able to earn up to $1,400 on every sale. Now, one thing I'll let you know is that, and there's only about 72 hours left, maybe less, but you can actually get that all-in package and save 50% off right now during our Founders launch. So I'll kind of share with you where to go to do that here on this slide. But bottom line is, if you want to be one of our founding members, that's awesome. We'd love to have you, but just make a decision and do so very, very quickly, because we are going to be closing that out. How you get there is you go to the number 1DayWorkWeek.com/order, and I'm going to bring up that page so all of you can kind of see it. And then I'm actually going to be going through the demo of the products here with the rest of our time on this call. So let me just quickly show you this. You would just go over to 1DayWorkWeek.com/order. That's 1DayWorkWeek.com/order. And if you have actually sent me a message or any of our questions, then you should be getting a link over in the questions that you can click on. But this is where you can go and you can kind of lock in one of our founding member specials. That's going to be right there on that page. So with that said, I want to dive in here. I really want to go through some of the product. And so let's talk a little bit, Guy, that's a great question. Let's talk a little bit about the compensation plan as I kind of dive in here on the product itself. The compensation plan is very similar to a company called Empower Network when they first launched. You're going to pass up your second, fourth, and sixth at each level, and then every 10th thereafter. And this is the compensation plan that I've actually watched take someone who was making $1,000 a month in a traditional MLM, had never really made much more than that, and they became a 7-figure earner. Okay, so it's a very, very, very powerful compensation plan that rewards people to go to work, and leaders who get young people in, and I say young people not relative to age but relative to skill. You bring in newbies, you get them into the system, make sure that they're participating in our culture, make sure that they're attending their conference calls. I'm going to teach them and train them, and there will be many of you who create a very large organization, and we will be having a compensation plan call coming out in the next 7 to 10 days, sooner if we can, Guy. But if you really have a quick question about it, we can do it over Facebook direct message, or pull you into a phone call and kind of explain it. But just to kind of give you an idea, this compensation is so powerful. I have about 5 heavy hitters that are ready to go, and I've told them they can't even start until June. Because when they, I got to have all the systems done, and we'll create an evergreen launch for them, right? So that's why we've been positioning our founders, and we want to get, even more product demos and testimonials here. So, but hopefully that answers that question. How many of you want to talk a little bit about the product? How many of you want to talk a little bit about the product? Okay, let's dive in. Let's just actually look at the product itself. Okay, so the main part of the product we're going to talk about right now is at the starter level. Okay, obviously we have bigger packages. We've got Inner Circle, and I've shared some brief information about that. We've got our Funnel Lifestyle training series. We've got our Traffic King training series. And all of those packages are going to be they're going to be a lot easier for you to sell if the flagship product has so much value that people's minds are just blown. Okay, and that's what we wanted to put together here. So most of what I'm going to demo and show you is all available in our starter package for $49.99 a month. And most of you are going to say that's ridiculous. Okay, and Wayne, you're going to be able to start marketing as early as Tuesday morning, 5/8. The first money call, if you will, where we can start, getting some cash in your pocket, is slated to be on the 17th or the 19th. It's either going to be that Thursday or that Saturday. I am doing live calls probably 2 or 3 times a week, all the way through pre-launch, starting on right now it's targeted for the 17th. So you get all in, you can start promoting, we'll build the excitement, and then we'll get you a payday. That's what we're working for. So and Wayne, I believe I've got an outstanding ticket passed over from Haroon, so you and I should get started to get on a call at some point. All right, so let me dive in here. Let's kind of take a look at the product, and it's going to take me a moment to kind of move my screen around here and kind of get this done. Let's make sure I've got the timing right on this. All right, so let me see if I can show this on the screen. So for the flagship product, this is our very first ready out of the box funnel that anyone who wants to market online and make money with can use. Now, this funnel will be a branded version and there will be an unbranded version. Okay. And so one of the great questions that's come up from people is this a marketing funnel to go out and build 1 Day Work Week, or is this a marketing funnel that I can use to go out and build my network marketing company or my affiliate marketing company? Okay. And the answer to your question is the funnel that I'm sharing with you today, it does have some 1 Day Work Week branding on it, mostly just so that we can get the word out right now during pre-launch about 1 Day Work Week. But this funnel will be completely unbranded, company independent, product independent, and anybody who wants to become a successful attraction marketer, which is by definition building a list of people who know who you are and what you can do to help them. The number one obstacle standing between you and building a list of people and doing attraction marketing, there's really two big hurdles. Number one is the cost of traffic, the cost of leads. And number two is for you or anyone to create the right content to turn those leads into prospects. Well, this ready out of the box funnel does all of that. Okay, I could start right now and talk for 5 hours straight without taking a sip of water about what's gone into it. But for $49.99 a month, you get your own link. It's unbranded to 1 Day Work Week. It's ready out of the box. All you got to do is start driving traffic. Now you're building a list. We're working behind the scenes to educate those leads on what they need to do to become prospects. Okay, so this is just the beta version, and the programmers have everything kind of all torn apart right now. But this will actually be live for all of our founding members because we want to start obviously working towards some new case studies. This is going to be live before the end of May, much sooner than the end of May, but I don't want to overpromise anything because pre-launch is starting on Tuesday or Monday night at midnight, and so obviously that's going to take up a lot of our focus time. But you're going to have access to this. So let me show you a couple more pages in this funnel, and let's see here. We've got the next page. So after they opt in, they're going to be landing on a page that again gives them a few more minutes to kind of get prepped before we actually start the web class. Now, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to play into this webinar the educational video. I just don't know if GoToWebinar is going to actually give us the volume or not. So I'm going to kind of test this out and kind of see if this works. And then all of you can kind of let me know if it does. If not, I'll just we'll take everybody who's attended live, and I'll have to get you out a link where you can kind of go and see it after the webinar. I'll have my team start sending out emails, and for those of you that are on replay, of course, we'll make sure that the replay includes it. So basically, the person opts in, they become a lead, and now we're going to take them through an educational video that's going to help them come away with 3 core beliefs. Okay, and this is where I'm going to kind of take you all back. I'm going to kind of take you back and share with you a little bit of a story here so that you can kind of understand this. In 2013, I noticed that people were getting fewer and fewer recruits through my phone room. And the reason was because they were having a harder and harder time finding leads. Now, don't get me wrong. People who were generating their own leads, my phone room was a great solution for them. So we still allowed people to buy my phone room. But I stopped in mid-2013. I stopped spending 20 or 30 grand a month and bringing in 70 or 80 grand a month selling my phone room. I stopped overtly going to the public and selling my phone room because the quality of business opportunity seeker leads just went straight down. And those of you that really kind of get into thought leaders explaining what's happening societally, the best example that I can tell you is that, have any of you heard of the Amazon effect? And if you haven't, then you can go and you can Google that later. But the idea that what's happening in our society is people are sitting in their homes. They don't even have to leave their house. They don't get to know their neighbors. And so societally, we have a lot of changes happening. And so for whatever reason, there were also changes in marketing where it really didn't matter what you did. You would call a lead and they wouldn't recognize you. Okay, so when that started to happen, we knew we would have to innovate, and it took us 3 years to find the solution. And interestingly enough, the first thing that comes to your mind as a marketer is that, well, you need to lower the barrier to entry. You need to lower the price. And over the last couple of years, all marketers are struggling with this, and you'll see people that are selling $10,000 training packages. But if you get started right now, we'll send you $10 just to try our product. I mean, they've lowered the price from 10 grand to $99 to $67 to $27 to $3. And I found one that was actually promising to write me a check if I would spend 10 minutes and watch their video. And so the societally, people have changed, and the way we respond to things on the internet has changed. And what most marketers, including me, have tried to do, and it hasn't been successful, is lower the barrier to entry. Okay. Well, if you think about it, Facebook, for those of you that are advanced marketers, yeah, we do supply the autoresponder. We do all the autoresponders, the content. If you were to just to try to copy everything we've done on your own would probably take you about 300 hours, because that's how much content is there. So for anybody to take all the content that we're pushing out through autoresponders, record it in their own voice and push it out, to take you 300 hours. It's a lot cheaper to just pay us $49 a month and get the license to use it. But Facebook, for advanced marketers, Facebook actually understands the marketing landscape, and Facebook actually allows you to have an opt-in page built right into Facebook, so that when you're buying traffic on Facebook, your visitor doesn't even have to leave. So opt-in pages went mainstream. Okay, Google supports them, Facebook supports them, and because opt-in pages went mainstream, now what do we all do? We just opt in. So somebody opting in isn't really a qualified prospect anymore. It used to be. Okay, and when I first got my start 13 years ago, I remember calling somebody and I said, "Hey, this is Josh. I'm giving you a call from my home offices out here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. The reason why I'm calling is you just visited my website. I wanted to reach out to you today and let you know that there's real people behind the website." And I don't remember this guy's name that I called, but I'll never forget the story. He started screaming for his wife, Martha, get in here. They got that Josh from the interweb is on the phone, right? I mean, I was a celebrity. I mean, I was just some little, skinny punk kid who had dropped out of college and was trying to figure out a way to make money on the internet. Nobody knew me from anybody. And all of a sudden people think I'm a celebrity. And I had that big run all the way up until about 2013. 2013, I'm calling people up and they're like, who? Okay. We tried things like I used the first initial of my first name and my full middle name, and I changed the moniker of J. Joshua to improve recognition. But by 2013, little techniques like that didn't work. And all of you have had that. You call a lead, they've opted in, or you've purchased a lead, and they act like they've never heard of you, never went to the website, have no clue what you're talking about, right? And so every marketer to solve that has tried to lower the barrier to entry. Well, Dan Kennedy is a thought leader for marketers, and Dan Kennedy, I learned from him after working with him for many years that really to succeed, you got to figure out what everybody's doing and go the opposite direction. And then I had another one of my coaches that I pay 5 figures to told me that the obstacle is the way. He didn't invent that phrase. He just put it right in my face. And so I shrugged my shoulders and I said, okay, well, if lowering the barrier to entry isn't going to fix the problem with marketing, I'm going to raise the barrier to entry. I'm going to make my leads go through, tons and tons of content, and I'm going to tell them to put their wallet away. They're not even approved to spend money with me yet. And then I'm going to spend that time focusing on how to shift their beliefs. And if I can help them shift their beliefs, then I can turn that lead into the perfect prospect. So the educational video, and I kind of have a sneaking suspicion it's not going to play into the webinar right now, but maybe it will. But that educational video that we put together, okay, it works to shift the lead's belief in 3 key areas. Number one, it helps them believe that they need an automated system, or a system that is 90% automated. And we only spend about 1% of the time on that. But it's an important belief structure that we want the lead to come through this video training series and believe in order to become a perfect prospect for all of you. And that is, number one, that they need an automated system that does 90% of the heavy lifting and telling and selling for them. Number two is we need them to believe that in order to succeed, they need to have a mentor. They need to have somebody who's willing to take them by the hand and show them step by step what they need to do. So if any of you are out here today and you're building a network marketing company or this or that, this system, I mean, it works. I mean, and this is just the first ready out of the box funnel that 1DayWorkWeek is going to be offering for $49.99. But the third and most important belief that we need those leads to have in order to become the perfect prospect, the third belief and the most important belief we want them to have is that they have to stop thinking like an employee and they have to start thinking like an entrepreneur. And that's why Kent, who, I think several of you weren't able to hear it, but that's why Kent, who had never recruited anybody really before, like he recruited a lady from church. That's why Kent, who's a truck driver working super part-time, was able to use this funnel and actually recruit people into his business, because the people that he's talking to have had to jump through hurdles. We raised the barrier to entry, and all of a sudden, because we raised the barrier to entry, now we have this magnetism of people who are just dying to be a part of what you're doing. Okay, so this flagship product, that's how that works. Now I'm going to try to play this video in, but before I do, I just want to see if there's any questions, because obviously if some of you can't hear it, I'm going to send you a link to where you can actually just go and watch it yourself directly, and I'll put it up on, I'll figure out a way to put it somewhere where you can kind of go through and see it. But before I do that, again, I'm kind of thinking that it may not play through with audio, but before I do that, I want to make sure there's any questions. So let me ask you this. How many of you out here today are already a founding member? If you're already a founding member, just type in, do me a favor and just type in F for founding member. If you're already a founding member, awesome, awesome, awesome. All of you, we will, we're going to get you this. We're going to let you see this 15-minute educational piece that we've put together for sure. How many of you are getting started in the next 72 hours? If you're getting started in the next 72 hours, I want you to type in the letter Y. If you know you're getting started as a founding member and you are excited about it, you're just putting your money together. You want to do that definitely within the next 72 hours. Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome. Again, the price will go up. There's no doubt about it. And yes, the pre-launch will get started on Tuesday morning. It's a pre-launch. Everything's going to start super basic, and we're all going to get to experience it. There'll be like 120 people one day, and then the next day there's 200 people. And those of you who haven't been through pre-launches, you're going to panic and say, nobody's knowing about this. And then, in a couple of weeks, we'll have thousands of people in there, and then we'll start the actual pre-launch calls and all those founding member bonuses and the 50% off, all those go away. So, okay, awesome. So, any questions before I try to play this in? Any questions before I try to play this in? So here's the deal. I'm going to start playing this, and if you can hear, I want you to type in the letter Y for yes, you can hear. If you can't hear, just type in that you can't hear, and I'm going to try to find a way to push out a link to you so you can actually go and see the content. So the way that this ready out of the box funnel works, it's real simple. We'll take care of the technology. It's just a couple of pages. First page is the opt-in page, and then we're quickly taking that prospect over to where they can actually see this 15 minutes. And at the end of the 15 minutes, they get an opportunity to go through an application process, okay? On that application process, it's really cool because now they're having to fill out like 8 or 9 or 10 questions about why they believe that they would be a good quality candidate for you to work with. So there are some fairly large network marketing company leaders that I know are already a part of this, and they're just going to be rolling 1DayWorkWeek out as their approved company marketing system, or they're going to try to purchase a white label if they've got a big enough credit card to do that, and I have the time, which I may not. So it's going to be awesome. All right, so without further ado, let me push this into play, and hopefully this will work. If you can't hear, type in something so I know can't hear. And if you can hear, type in something like can hear. And keep in mind that what I'm about to show you is branded for 1DayWorkWeek, but this is not the 1DayWorkWeek marketing funnel. This is just the funnel that is that you're going to be able to use in an unbranded state for $49.99 a month, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So let me push this in, and we'll see if this works. And if it doesn't, then that's okay. We're going to push that in. But real quick here, for all of you that I know are getting started here, I'm trying. My texting software won't even go all the way up here. But for all of you that are getting started as one of our founding members, that haven't yet. Roger, Donnie, Zell, Wayne, I can't read all the thing, but just go over to 1DayWorkWeek.com/order. That's the number 1DayWorkWeek.com/order. And it's going to redirect you where you need to be to lock in one of those founding members positions. And it's less than 72 hours. It's looks like it's 58 hours, 4 minutes, and 20 seconds. So let me pop this in and we'll see if this works. If not, the replay will it'll work for the replay, but between now and the time that the replay is out, I'll get it to everyone. And let's see if we can make this happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be dialing in from. My name is Jay, best-selling author, and I know you came to this presentation looking to find a real way to earn extra income, preferably something you could start part-time, working right from home with nothing more than your computer and internet. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you today and much, much more. 10 years ago, I found myself in a situation exactly where you are today, looking for something that actually worked. So if you're like me, you've probably tried a few opportunities, but never really seemed to make any money. And trust me, I know how frustrating that can be. But the system I'm going to introduce you to today is something that actually works. In fact, so much so that we now have a waiting list. And I'm going to show you at the end of this presentation, if you qualify, how you can apply to lock in a spot ahead of everyone else to work directly with one of our advisors who can take you by the hand and help you step by step. Now, today, I'm also going to be sharing with you the 3 keys you must have to unlock success and turn the internet into your very own ATM cash machine. But in order for you to really get the information, I want you to clear all distractions. Turn off your cell phone, ignore your email and social media for just the next few moments. The first key I'm going to share with you is what is North America's #1 home-based business and how you can get started for much, much less than a traditional franchise like McDonald's. And the second key I'm going to share with you is the only way you'll ever want to make money. It's the most lucrative and powerful compensation plan ever created. It's called Genius Compensation, and the core components are used by 70% of the Fortune 500, and it's even recommended by billionaires like Bill Gates and today's top thought leaders like Robert Kiyosaki. The third key I'm going to share with you today is the single biggest shortcut to successfully creating the lifestyle that you and your family dream of and deserve. Now, I know that you're online watching this presentation right now. Maybe you're on your phone or your tablet or your computer, but I want you to know that you're not alone. A little over 10 years ago, I was just like you, surfing the internet to try to find something that actually worked. And I finally broke down and I spent thousands of dollars to get access to the best training I could find. It was truly life-changing, but unfortunately, it's no longer available. So the trainer in this elite mastermind that I was in asked all of us, he said, hey, let me ask you a question. Is there anybody out there today that has a bill, like a credit card bill, that they would love to wave a magic wand and actually make disappear? And I was like, me. But he didn't stop there. He continued. He said, what if you could wave this magic wand and not only eliminate your credit card bills, but what about your car payment? How would you like to see your mortgage payment disappear? And I was all in. I said, absolutely, me. But the speaker didn't stop there. He said, you know, it's not just about bills. Imagine your life for just a moment. If you could wave this magic wand and instantly begin crafting the lifestyle of your dreams, what would that actually look like for you? Now, I know for myself, I wanted to be able to spend more time with the ones I love, doing the things that I love to do, traveling, vacationing. I even have some charity work I would love to do. It isn't that what life is really all about? Spending time with the ones you love, doing all the things you love to do. Well, I don't know about you, but it certainly seems like when you're stuck in a job, when you're working, trying to make life happen, you just never have enough time to do what you really want to do, which is spending time with kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews. That's the essence of life. Doing whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. By the way, that's called freedom. Now, when was the last time that you had an opportunity to take a vacation and you didn't have to worry about anything? When was the last time you were able to take a little free time to spend with the kids or the grandkids and not worry about anything. You see, that's also the point. It's about positioning yourself and your family to not have to worry so that you can actually enjoy life. And for a lot of you, I know for me, as you start to think about your golden years, you really have to ask yourself, how are you going to be able to spend them? Are you going to be able to finally take that time for yourself or your spouse, for your family that you've always needed to, but just never had the time or money to do? The problem is, as long as you're just an employee, you can never expect to advance in North America's financial class system. Now, 10 years ago, going through this elite training, I came to the realization that if I didn't have a plan in place to build my dream lifestyle, then I was nothing more than an employee prisoner building someone else's dream. And that's when I began to study and I began to explore and I began to open my mind and be open-minded to the fact that there had to be a better way. And that's when I discovered that North America does have a financial class system. In fact, there are 5 tiers. Number 1 is financial survival. This happens when our parents throw us out of the nest like a baby bird and we have to fly or die, get a job, shelter, food. The second class is those that have extra income. And let me tell you something, the desire to move up in class, the desire to get extra income is so powerful that it's a major cause of bankruptcy in America. People using credit cards to buy comfort without actually having created the income to pay them off. Now, the third tier in our financial class system is financial security. And I'm going to talk a lot about this today and how important it is and about what moving into this tier of the financial class system will unlock for you, your family, and your future. Now, there are 2 more tiers, financial freedom and financial independence. The good news is that what I'm going to show you today will not only help you move yourself and your family towards the tier of financial security, but will also begin the process of moving you into financial freedom and financial independence, where I know we all want to be. But to understand it, let's start at the beginning. Most of us move into stage 1, financial survival, by getting a job, which stands for JOB, or just over broke. And you know, my grandmother and my family, there's nothing they wanted for me more than for me to go out and get a good job, get a career. It certainly didn't seem to be making them happy or allowing them to truly be free. But let me ask you a question. Don't you kind of feel like once you get that job, once you get that career, that the deck is always stacked against you? Well, I certainly feel that way. Life is overwhelming with things like bills and taxes and getting stuck in traffic. I was on the highway the other day and it took me an hour and a half to get somewhere. And I'm like, my goodness, how much of my life am I going to spend just waiting in line? I need to get right to the front of the line. I need to be able to work from home so I don't even have to get in line to begin with. Now, the bottom line is all the responsibilities, the lack of time, you're never going to get ahead as an employee. And there's even a name for it. A lot of people don't know this, but it's called Plan A. This is what we learned from our parents, our grandparents, and what we learn in society. But the problem is it doesn't work. It never did. It's a lie. Plan A is the 40-40-40 plan. And let me tell you what that means. You see, you go out there, you work 40 hours a week for 40 years or more, and then you retire on 40% of what you were making. Now, I don't know about you, but that isn't how I wanted to spend my golden years, living on 40% of what used to not be enough to get me through to the week to begin with. So here's something that I learned in my research. By age 65, out of 100 people, 7 are dead. Okay, 90 are dependent on family or state, and only 3 are financially independent. And this was a scary wake-up call for me. I realized that the deck has always been stacked against the employee. Only entrepreneurs have the freedom to advance in the financial class system. So, hey, I decided if you can't beat them, join them, right? And by the way, it doesn't matter where you get your news, but I bet they didn't tell you that the retirement age for most people just got up to 67 from 65. So if you aren't already retired, guess what? Your retirement age has been increased 1 to 2 years already. For what? For nothing. For 40% of your income? Think about this for just a moment. How long could you go if you lost your primary income today before you started losing cars or even your house? The average American family is just 6 to 8 weeks away from bankruptcy, and that's scary. But here's what's scarier. Experts agree that as many as 30 to 40% of workers could be displaced over the next 10 years because of technology, politics, automation. The good news is, though, I found the solution. As long as we're employees, Plan A, the deck is stacked against us. So I chose Plan B, and I'm about to show you how you can too. Plan B is to join the ranks of North America's #1 home-based business and become an entrepreneur. Now, I first learned about the differences between an employee mindset and an entrepreneur mindset from the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And in my research, I discovered that employees are trading a limited resource, which is their time, because we only have 24 hours in a day, right? So it's limited. So employees are trading a limited resource, their time, for money. And I'll give you an example of how this works. You work, get paid. You work, get paid. You work, get paid. Then one day, guess what? You get sick, you can't work, and you do not get paid. But entrepreneurs are trading an unlimited resource, leverage, for money. And the way this works is, and I like this a lot better, I think you will too, work, get paid, work, get paid, work, get paid, and then someday, you know what? Take a vacation. Don't work, still get paid. That's the difference between an employee and an entrepreneur mindset. And you know, becoming a successful entrepreneur is the only thing that allows you to elevate yourself and your family to a higher tier in the financial class system, going way past survival and just extra income into financial security on your way to financial freedom and ultimately financial independence. And by the way, I'm not a CPA or an accountant, so I can't give any tax advice, but one of the most well-known and respected CPAs, Sandy Botkin, promises to show you how to get a yearly subsidy of $5,000 or more back from the IRS when you start a business. And by the way, you can go get his book for under $10 on Amazon. So being a business owner, being an entrepreneur has its advantages. Now, I promise to share with you the 3 keys you must have to unlock success and turn the internet into your very own ATM cash machine. So what is North America's #1 home-based business, you ask? It's direct marketing powered by the internet. So you can see all the stats for this yourself if you go to dsa.org. It's an amazing resource. You can learn all about this incredible community you're going to be joining. Now, the second key is North America's #1 home-based business when powered by genius compensation, because this is what has produced more 6-figure earners and millionaires working from home than any other industry in history. In fact, I'm going to show you how to get the video training series I put together on genius compensation for no charge in just a moment. But the third key is the #1 shortcut to success. And I learned this from Tony Robbins, where he says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results that you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. Imagine for just a moment if there was an advisor, a team mentor that would take you by the hand and show you step by step exactly what you need to do to position yourself and your family for financial success. Well, there is. And on our team, as part of our family, you will be in business for yourself, but never by yourself. And this is why we have a waiting list. And I'm going to show you here in just a moment, if you qualify, how you can apply to lock in a spot on that waiting list. But let me ask you a question. Are you open-minded, teachable, and coachable? If so, you're going to have an opportunity to apply to work directly with one of our advisors. And if you're accepted, your advisor is going to show you how to tap into today's hottest business trends that are really driving the marketplace so that you can catapult your income. They will also show you how to tap into a proven business building system that is 90% automated and does the telling and selling for you. And of course, your team and your advisor are going to guide you step by step in getting started
so that you can get results fast. Now, because there are so many people who are looking for something that actually works, we do have a waiting list, and we normally charge $49 to process your application. But for a limited time, if you take immediate action, the application fee is being waived. Click the button right beneath this presentation to reserve your spot now. Then, as a special bonus for fast action just for applying, I'm going to give you immediate access to the Genius Compensation video training series for no charge. In closing, I want to ask you a very important question. Have you ever felt like you were destined for something big? Have you always believed that at some point you would finally be at the right place at the right time? Well, this is that right place. This is that right time. This is your chance. Tony Robbins says that in your moments of decision, your destiny is shaped. Make a decision today, take massive action, and never quit. You will never be alone. We are always here to help. Right now, this moment, you have a chance to decide to become more than just an employee. Join us, become an entrepreneur, wave your magic wand, and start crafting that dream lifestyle that you and your family so richly deserve. Don't miss it. Apply now by clicking the button beneath this presentation, and I'll see you at the top.
All right. Is everybody still with me? What did you think of that presentation? What did you think of that presentation? Do you see how that presentation moves your lead to become a prospect by changing their belief structure? Grab the questions box. Let me know that you can still hear me. Let me know that you can still see the screen. Everybody with me there? Awesome. Awesome. This is the marketing system that you're going to be able to use to not only build your list of people who have opted in, effectively leads, but also educate those leads until they become the perfect prospect, which will effectively allow you to begin to build your tribe. And the difference between building a list and building a tribe is a list of people, a list is just, people who have opted in, but a tribe are people who really, truly know who you are. Okay. Any questions out there from anyone on our flagship product or compensation plan, knowing that we've got a big compensation plan video going here in just a little bit? Awesome. Now, real quick here, I want to, your stand, if anybody needs to run out and you haven't locked in your spot, get over to the number 1DayWorkWeek.com/order. But for those of you that are going to stay, I want to kind of tell you where the story for that video you just watched came from. We've been working on this for quite a while now, and as you could tell from the video production quality there, we've put quite a bit of effort into it. But we were building a custom funnel for several people, and we got the most amazing lead capture page done. We were just super excited, and we were all pumped up. And I went to my client by phone and I said, okay, where are we going to put these leads? And I need you to send me the link to where you're going to take your prospects. And the webinars, they were horrible. I mean, no disrespect intended, but they were horrible. And I kept telling the client, no, you got to go find the link. Go call your sponsor. Where would your sponsor take someone to teach them about a home-based business for the first time? Long story short, over a period of about 100 days, we actually went to over 100 different online opportunities, whether they were network marketing or affiliate marketing. We went all of them. Yeah, so after a couple of questions coming in here, and I'll finish the story. But Guy, yeah, so what happens is at the end of that, the prospect will fill out an application, and I'll see if I can talk and type at the same time. And I'll actually kind of show you some of the leads that have kind of come through. Let me see if I can do that. So bottom line is, over about 100 days. Yes, Catherine, that one is for our North American, because we're saying in that particular presentation, we're really focusing in on a couple of stats that are for North America. So there's an unbranded one, Catherine. There's an international one, and so there's going to be several more options there. Okay, I mean, it's just fantastic. But back to the story. So over a period of 100 days, I went to 100 different companies, whether they were network marketing companies or whatever. And it just seemed like the only thing those presentations were doing were trying to sell. You're trying to sell you're trying to sell the lead. You're trying to sell. Well, people don't buy. You know, there's an old saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I don't know if I completely buy into that statement, but what I've learned is that nobody buys until you clearly establish the pain, right? And then you establish the problem that's causing that pain, and then you show your prospect the solution that solves that problem that should, in theory, eliminate that pain. And then you have to build value, and then you have to take that prospect through a little bit of an understanding to not just what it's going to cost to get started, but more importantly, what it's going to cost for them to not get started, okay? So if I were to do that as an example right here, how many of you out here on today's webinar have tried to build a home-based business? You've purchased leads in the last 3 or 4 years, and all the leads were crap. I'm sorry, I don't know a better, more politically correct word, but the leads were junk. They had no clue who you were. They didn't want to talk to you, or you talked to them for a couple of minutes and then they never called you back, okay? They just weren't interested. How many of you have tried marketing systems? So after reviewing these 100 companies, I just said, you know what, I'm going to have to, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in, I'm going to build this presentation. By the way, I've given that presentation that you just watched, I've given that presentation on stage in hotel rooms, dank, moldy hotel rooms all across America, okay? And that's one of the main parts of the presentation that I use to put in tens of thousands of paid members online as well. And I just put it together, I packaged it up. So here's the thing. I could have taken this product. How many of you believe that I could have taken this product, picked any network marketing company, and put 100,000 people in that network marketing company over the next few years by giving my team exclusive access to use that presentation? Right? I mean, it works. I mean, that's the presentation. And the only thing that's going to limit your success once you get access to it is how many people you put in front of it. I mean, if you get zero traffic to, into your funnel and you get zero leads, you're going to make $0, right? But for every dollar you make, it is going to be a direct corollary to every penny you make to how many people you got into the system, how many people opted in, how many people went through the educational series, became the perfect prospect, and then applied to be a part of your team. You reviewed the application and then followed up with them. How much money you make is a direct correlation there. So last point here, and I'm going to close out. Obviously what I just did there was I kind of showed everyone on the call that, a funnel like that would have value. Right? Okay. And that's important for people to know. Well, the next thing that I am going to show you is that, what is it going to cost you to do this yourself? Okay. To build that funnel, the one you saw, and that funnel's copyrighted. My scripts are copyrighted and protected. But if you were to sit down right now and you were a great copywriter and you could do all of that, you're still going to spend about 50 grand to get that to market. If you started recording today, it would take you about 40 to 45 days minimum to put this system together. Now, we've spent a little bit more because we tested along the way, something that most company owners don't do. They come out, the new shiny object, they say, hey, this works. They don't test it. We used our own money. We tested it, and voila. We had to make some adjustments along the way. We got it to where it exceeded our expectation for conversion, and now we're ready to launch this thing. So, so Frank, this core product, Frank, this $49.99 core product, our flagship product, Frank, that funnel is what we call a ready out of the box funnel. And it'll be unbranded to the 1-Day Work Week. So the 1-Day Work Week branding will be gone. And people can use that as part of their list building to educate their list into becoming the perfect prospect. So Frank, if you wanted to market a health and wellness company, if you wanted to market any kind of a network marketing company, any type of direct sale company online, or even a training company, if you just wanted to sell training, you could do any of those things. Sure, you could use it for that, right? Because when you talk to somebody, Frank, and I'm not going to say the name of your company, but I see it there. So here's the thing. Let's say you finally meet Tom, and you and Tom have a conversation, and Tom's like, yeah, I really want to look to the future, and I want to be able to succeed from home and build an online business or whatever. I mean, that company that I'm seeing on the screen, they have some amazing marketing, right? But you need to take someone who has made the decision that they're going to be an entrepreneur into your network marketing company, and then everything makes sense. But if you're just taking somebody who opted in over, it's not going to make any sense. That's the problem. Okay, you have to be able to educate your leads as to what they need to believe in order to become your perfect prospect. All right, I have bended everyone's ear for long enough here today. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here. And here's what I'm going to say. And now, Frank, thank you for saying now that it's starting to make sense. But Frank, let me ask you a question. Do you think you could find just conservatively, Frank, do you think you could find a few dozen people who like you and like me, or marketers online, whether we're network marketers or affiliate marketers, who want that same system? Do you think you could find a few dozen people? Absolutely. And if any of you as founders get off your tail and go to work, I bet you could find more than just a few dozen people. Well, if all you ever did was just get a few dozen people on that system, Frank, okay, just a few dozen people, and all they ever got was just a flagship product, which would mean that J. Joshua Beisel doesn't know how to upsell, doesn't know how to present from the stage, doesn't know how to provide value, which I certainly do. But if they never upgraded, Frank, you're probably going to make about 10 grand a year. Now, if I can upgrade in the percentages that I'm accustomed to upgrading, just by finding a few dozen people, getting them involved, getting them using the system, and you get them to actually go to work to share the product either with their current downline or just share the product as an opportunity or whatever, Frank, this is the fastest first step you've ever made towards potentially making serious income. Obviously, income claimers need to be put everywhere. If you do nothing, you're going to get nothing. Even if you do some work and you do it wrong, you're probably not going to get anything. But if you come in and you let me take you by the hand and show you step by step a proven system that I've built, that I've tested, that actually works, and you do what I tell you to do, here's what I can tell you. If you're not getting the results that you think I promised you, pick up the phone and call me, because J. Joshua Beisel has no fear. I'm all over the internet, and I'll be right there to help you. Okay. Still no guarantee of success, but certainly a much better opportunity to succeed than anywhere else. My point is this. Everything I've shared with all of you here today absolutely works. That's what we've all been waiting for. And raising the barrier to entry, making people go through more information instead of less, making people not be able to buy anything, but to actually have to apply to work. It's insane. It's just funny. Dan Kennedy was right. Figure out what everybody's doing and go the opposite direction. And by the way, this is just one ready out of the box funnel. There will be more variants coming. There will be additional niches that we go into because, we want to put in, 100,000 people, on our product here in the next 18 months and hope that all of you can make as much money as you can, sharing it with as many people as possible. With that said, I just want to pop up one final slide here and remind all of you that there is a deadline if you want to get started. You definitely need to take fast action if you want to lock in one of those remaining positions. But I just want to put this slide up as I close here. There's a vision here, and I just want to say this one last time. I know all of you have given me a lot of your time here on a Saturday, but I just want to say this. Right now, there's no single place that I can find that empowers entrepreneurs with the automation tools and training that they need, ready out of the box converting funnels, and the traffic training that they need to put a lot of people in front of their ideas. And in my opinion, those three big ideas there are going to make 1 Day Work Week a huge success for all of you as product holders, as product users, but also for all of you that are going to go out and market it. And look, we got to get to people before they go spend $7 or $7,000 on a system that's never been tested and doesn't convert. Okay. All right. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close out for now. I will see each and every one of you at the top. Don't forget to lock in your founding members position. The price does increase Monday, midnight, May 7th, 2018. With that said, I'll see each and every one of you at the top and on the inside. Bye for now, everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.